Welcome to the Desert Scene with Bonnie G from the Mutual Broadcasting System, where we explore the vibrant world of arts, culture, and entertainment in the desert. Join us as we uncover the hidden gems and shining stars that make this arid landscape burst with creativity. Brought to you by El Portal Mexican Restaurant in Cathedral City, where authentic cuisine meets affordable prices. Diving into the desert oasis of talent and inspiration, here's Bonnie.
And welcome to the Desert Scene. So happy to have you here, and very happy to welcome to the show Ann Greer. She's been on several times, a buddy of mine. She handles public relations, advertising, and grants at the Palm Springs Air Museum. Hey, Ann, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Bonnie? It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Oh, thank you so much. So tell us what's going on at the Air Museum. They stay open all summer long, correct?
We are open all summer long, every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And since we last spoke, oh my gosh, we've got 91,000 square feet of climate-controlled hangar space. We have over 75 airframes. So these are flying and static airplanes, helicopters, cockpits that kids can go into and climb into and onto. And we've got so many displays. We have the F-117 Nighthawk Stealth Fighter, and there are only 4 of those on display in the entire country.
Wow.
And, yeah. And this is very exciting. This is one of the first stealth fighters. It was the fighter that was used when we went into Baghdad, into Iraq, to take down Saddam Hussein. And we have 2 planes that are flying, so people can book a ride. We have the a T6 and the P-51 Mustang and the Stearman. And you go to our website, PalmSpringsAirMuseum.org, and you can click on Warbird Rides to book a flight. And let's see, we have flight simulators upstairs in the library, and we have over 12,000 volumes up there. We have a cafe in the B-17 hangar.
Excellent.
And right now, when people come to the museum, we are restoring the B-17 Memphis Belle. This was the movie Memphis Belle. This is the B-17 that was used in the film, and the mechanics are working on it to get it back to flying status.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, so when you come in, you can see 2 B-17s, Memphis Belle and our Miss Angela.
So a couple questions for you. First of all,
Sure.
when did the Palm Springs Air Museum open? Well, how long have they been around?
The museum opened on November 11th, 1996.
Okay.
And it opened with 14 warbirds and 2 hangars.
Wow, so it's really grown.
Yeah. Yeah, it was only 40,000 square feet, plus the education center upstairs. So, yes, it has really, really grown. And we have a kids area. In the kids area, we have a model of the X-Wing fighter from Star Wars.
Okay.
That's a little hidden gem. And let's see. And one of our newest exhibits is the cockpit of a B-29. And this was a B-29 that was used after facing combat, was used for target practice. And we rescued the cockpit. And so people can look inside and see what the actual cockpit looks like.
That's so great, especially for kids. We're going to take a quick break. We're talking to Ann Greer from the Palm Springs Air Museum on the Desert Scene. We'll be right back.
Craving a delicious meal that won't break the bank? Look no further than El Portal Mexican Restaurant in Cathedral City. At El Portal, we pride ourselves on offering family-friendly dining with affordable prices on our authentic Mexican cuisine. Owner Victor Lupercio and his dedicated staff make you feel like part of the family. Whether you choose to dine in, take out, or opt for delivery, you can always count on fresh, mouth-watering dishes that will transport you to the heart of Mexico. Enjoy discounts throughout the week and explore one of the Valley's best selections of tequila to complement your meal. Join us for live entertainment on Friday evenings and consider El Portal for your next special occasion with our catering services. Visit eatatelportal.com for more details and discover why El Portal Mexican Restaurant has become a culinary gem in the desert. El Portal, located 1 block south of Ramon on De Palm and Via Olivera.
And we're back with Ann Greer, handles public relations, advertising, and grants at the Palm Springs Air Museum. I was always wondering, how does the Air Museum acquire all of these great historic planes? Who brings them together, the plane together with the museum?
Well, first of all, we do let people know we are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3 charitable educational institution.
Okay.
So donations are tax deductible. If people want to give us planes, that's wonderful. We also check out, and so we're always looking, because a lot of planes, when they get retired, they're looking for homes.
Right.
So they either end up at a museum, or someone buys them, or they end up at the scrap heap. So, for example, a lot of campaigns will go, please, we don't want this plane to end up as tin cans.
Right. Yeah.
And we also have Walt Disney's Grumman 1 Gulfstream plane that was his personal plane that he flew in, and we are restoring the interior for that so that people will be able to go inside that. And right now we are engaged in an active capital campaign so that we can better serve the educational needs, and also do the front expansion to make the whole experience of coming in and exiting that much more wonderful for visitors.
Yeah. So is the summer pretty busy? Do you get a lot of kids, a lot of families come in, especially in the summer, to check everything out?
We get families coming because right now all kids 12 and under get in free.
Excellent.
As long as there's at least one adult with them who pays admission. And we get a lot of people from overseas. We get a lot of Japanese tourists, German tourists, English tourists. Just the other day, someone purchased online from the Netherlands.
That's great.
Yeah. And, friendly dogs on leash are welcome all the time, because, in this heat, you cannot leave your animals in the car at all.
Yeah.
But this is a family-friendly museum, and like I said, you can bring your dog or dogs.
And you guys have big events a couple times a year, right? I know I was part of the Christmas one where I was Mrs. Claus, which is great.
Oh, yes.
Tell us about the events.
So the big events we have are, of course, we have an airfair on Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and we do around in December, the holidays, we do Snowtopia, where we bring in actual snow and we make a snow playground. And we do that at night. So that's in the evenings, and that will be on December 20th, 21st, and 22nd, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this coming December.
So such fun.
We also have Props and Hops, which is a craft beer festival. That will be on Saturday, November 23rd. And that's where we have flights, and you get to taste all this wonderful craft beer. We usually have 20 or 26 craft breweries, and that's a lot of fun. We have live music, and like I said, you can also book flights. If you book a flight that day, then you get into the beer festival for free.
Excellent.
And we have our car show and chili, and that will be on Saturday, October 26th. And this year, we are connecting it with the Thank You First Responder event. That is on Tuesday, but we're going to be adding it for on the 26th So we'll be having a special thank you to all the first responders out there, and the first responders will, of course, get in free on that day.
That's fabulous. So tell us, switch gears for a little bit. You're also very involved with Act for MS, and you have a big event, Jazz It Up with Bill Marks, coming up July 14th. Tell people a little bit about who don't know what Act for MS does.
Well, Act for Multiple Sclerosis provides free quality of life programs for people who are diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and who reside in the Coachella Valley. So all the money that's raised stays here in the valley. So, for example, people with multiple sclerosis, it technically means multiple scars, and they're scarring on the spine, on the spinal column, that interferes with the brain communicating with the muscle. So you might have tingling, so it's hard to know how you're walking. It's hard to feel when you try to write something or hold something. It affects your vision. And so we provide strength training, circulation therapy, yoga, chair yoga. Because of COVID, we now provide free mental health therapy where they get to talk one-on-one with a therapist. All of this to improve their quality of life. There are lots of other organizations that contribute to research, because right now there is no cure for it, and they don't even know. They know what contributes to it, but they don't know what causes it.
Wow.
And so we want people here to have a better quality of life, and we know that if they're exercising, it helps keep the symptoms at bay. But it is a debilitating, progressive disease that does get worse over time. But because of our programs, people who are told by their doctors that they'll be in a wheelchair in 1 or 2 years, we find 7 years they're still walking.
That's
they might
great.
be walking with a cane,
but they're walking.
Not in that wheelchair. They are walking.
So tell us about the event on July 14th with Bill. Bill's wonderful.
So July 14th, we'll be at Mission Hills, and this is celebrate Bastille Day. French Bastille Day is July 14th. And so we'll have jazz and some special guest artists. So we have food and drink. That's all included in the price. It's $150. And it's 3 hours of just camaraderie. We've got some silent auction items. And the phone number is 760-773-9806. The website is ACT, A-C-T, for F as in Frank, O-R, M as in Mary, S as in Sam, .org.
Okay, actforms.org. Yeah, July 14th with Bill Marks, and he is absolutely wonderful. And so it's great. You know, I'm so glad that they don't roll up the carpets anymore in the summer in Palm Springs. They did that years back, but it seems like every year there's more and more things that keep going through the summer for those of us who are here all year. Well, Ann Greer, thank you so much. You're always a busy gal. Again, wonderful stuff going on at the Palm Springs Air Museum.
Thank you, Bonnie.
And also Jazz It Up for MS. Thank you, Ann Greer, and we'll see the rest of you the next time on The Desert Scene.
The Desert Scene is a production of the Mutual Broadcasting System and is sponsored by El Portal Mexican Restaurant. Eat at elportal.com.